What is up, bro chachos? I'm Dave, and in this video I'm going to share how I got the Miata back on the road and what it cost me to do so. Oh, and also I'm gonna share some videos of the first car wash and what I did before I started driving it again.
And show you some surprises on the way.
Before I begin, let me tell you about this video's sponsor, Dave DNG. And yeah, that's me. I'm a videographer and I shoot cool projects for even cooler people and brands. Hit me up and let's go shoot something. Now back to the Miata.
Let's get into it. It's finally here and it's raining.
In the previous video, I've shared the story of how I got it for $600. Check it out if you still haven't. There's a link. To be honest, I was struggling to get it delivered from Switzerland to Bulgaria. There were a total of 3 transportation service companies that I reached out to. At first, they set a date of pickup, usually a week or 2 from the date of contact. Unfortunately, all of them were eventually postponing as the date approached and promising to deliver, but ended up lying and pushing the date forward. 2 months have passed and I was sick of it. Thankfully, a friend hooked me up with one of the most reliable and cool transportation dudes in Bulgaria, and they managed to get the car here in a week.
Look at it now. It's way better. Starting to be clean.
The cost of the service back in 2021 was approximately 550 euros, without the import tax and VAT, which ended up being around 300 euros. Now the Miata had arrived in the current city that I live in, Sofia, for a total cost of approximately 1,350 euros, which is still a bargain for the vehicle it turned out to be. As you can see, it was in a pretty bad shape because it was mostly sitting outside for the past 12 to 15 years. Rain, snow, sand, and the occasional small hail have done their damage. The paint was heavily oxidized, there was mold and moss everywhere, leaves and dirt were jammed in almost every crevice. The engine bay was full of spider webs and the usual signs of weather wear. So the first thing I did was to clean the engine bay and look for any signs of leaks and rust. Soon it became evident that everything on the car was absolutely stock and original, well, apart from the Eibach Sport springs that were put on the stock shocks, which lowered the car and made it stiffer, sportier on the road, which was cool. And I was smiling more than the Grinch on Christmas. I got it somewhat clean and decided to check the state of each panel of the car. The hardtop had the most damage, and it seems that it had been repainted and additionally purchased from another Miata that was blue. They had done a poor job of keeping the fiberglass crack-free, and so the paint had started peeling off from the sun and the weather exposure. Thankfully, the hardtop had done an amazing job at keeping the Miata safe, in an unbelievably almost perfect and rust-free condition. Rust is the main issue with the Miatas, especially the ones without a hardtop, so that was a big win for me. At this point, I'm starting to realize that I have found a gem. Stupid dog! You make me look bad. There wasn't a single similar Miata for sale in the whole of Switzerland for under 9,000–10,000 francs. The next task was to try and get it started. So I bought a new car battery and checked if everything on the electrical side works. And it fucking did! Even the headlights had no issue popping up and worked like a charm. Of course, I used a significant amount of WD-40 lubricant to make sure it's easy on the motors after such a long time of standstill. But wow, I had a rust-free and almost fully functioning Miata for under $1,500. Insane! Excitement continued until I tried to start it, at which point it didn't want to. It had oil, some very shady coolant, brake fluid, gearbox fluid, the differential fluid was present, all of the cables were intact, but nope, no luck. And the clutch pedal was rock hard. Oh well, not a huge disappointment because there obviously had to be something wrong that needed to be fixed. But that's all the fun, isn't it? I had assumptions that it was the fuel pump because we had to start it with a starter spray in the previous video and it worked out just fine. So I took it to a local mechanic that specializes in Japanese vehicles and he confirmed that most probably the fuel pump was faulty. After putting new spark plugs in, we changed the fuel pump and it started. And you can see it in this video, that's the first start of the Miata after 15 years or like approximately 12 to 15 years. At first it was working on 3 cylinders. The compression was good, so we decided to do an engine oil purge as well as coolant purge. I'll put links in the description if you want to check how to do that. We changed the thermostat as well, and that was enough to make the Miata run smooth and reliably. This cost me a total of approximately 220 euros, which is next to nothing. And now the goal was to drive it for 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers to see if there are going to be any issues with it, if something will pop up that we need to work on, and to generally check the condition of the vehicle. At this point in time, I have driven the Miata for approximately 3,500 kilometers, and it is amazing. Well, it has undergone a lot of restoration in the past 7-8 months, I can say. But more on that in the following videos. Now I want you to smash the like button, subscribe, tell all of your friends about this Miata that suddenly popped out of nowhere and is getting the restoration of its life. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like to see on the Miata. And if you're among the first 1,000 subscribers, you can win one of 3 super cool Hot Wheels Miatas. Because Hot Wheels are dope and I know you love them. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and I'll see you on the next one.